So, what are my thoughts here on the 2023 NFL preseason so far? For the games on 8/12/2023. So there were 6 games yesterday. 4 of them were on NFL Network. Because there's 2 that, there's some that overlap. There's always 2 overlapping each other for a while. And there's Titans and Bears. Okay, well, Malik Willis, he's going to be the starter. Or the backup or whatever. I remember him playing Malik Willis last season, so maybe he was the starter for some games. Well, but he did okay. I guess 16 of 25, 108 yards interception. Or Levis playing here and there, 85 yards, 9 of 14 interception. There's a couple of Malik Willis had a rushing touchdown, and Haskins had a rushing touchdown, and then Chestnut had about 100 rushing yards. A little over 100. Actually, I'd say about 120 rushing yards, actually. Yeah. And then receiving, about actually close to 275 rushing about, or passing about, close to it. Defense, they got a couple of sacks, and the defense did get an interception. There's a bunch of different kick returners, which did and then do nothing amazing. They really spectacular kick, but the punts, yeah. And then field goal, there was 2 kickers. One made, and both made an extra point. One made a field goal, so that one's probably going to be in the roster over the other one. And then the punter, for punts, 206 yards, 1.5 point average. This game was kind of sloppy, though. Honestly, this game was kind of sloppy, though. In the first quarter was pretty good, because the starter, like the second string, Nicholas actually looked pretty solid for most of it, till he threw the interception. And then, and then Justin Fields looked really solid with the first stringers out there. He actually looked really solid. So, he only was 320 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he had some big ones that went really long. Long plays. He threw 1 for 60 yards, 156 yards. They were pretty, bunch of yards after the catch and stuff like that. Just right. So, so he got a bunch of his passing yards. And then, so 4 650 yards, 4 5 37 yards. So they weren't asked to throw a lot, but they did do what they were asked to do. 4 of 6, and 19 yards. And there was a bunch of fumbles and interceptions. You can see here there's 2 fumbles, less for each team. Yeah, the passing was 46 to 37. Yeah, so it's about even. Got 8 sacks by Titans. Well, on that one, so. That was really kind of sloppy, though. It was really kind of sloppy in first. Second half, because neither team really scored. But the Bears just scored enough just to win in preseason. The kicker. The Colts and the Bills. Damar Hamlin had his first game back after, what happened to him the unfortunate situation that happened to him in the game. And yeah, they're gonna find who's the starter in. They're gonna see who the starter is in Indianapolis this year. I mean, Matt Ryan played last year. Is he the starter? I mean, I'm not sure if he retired or nothing like that. I'm not sure on that one. But I mean, he could be the starter. So we'll see. But or if it's Sam Allen in theory, so we'll see who's the starter. Maybe it's the LD3 starter. Maybe Matt Ryan's still on the team. I don't know on that one though. And yeah, you can see here, it's just pretty average. They all got like 8 of 9 centimeters, 6 of 6 centimeters, 8 centimeters, and 6, 7 of 12. But he's getting used to the NFL game. Yeah, it's a 67 interception. We have rushers, a bunch of rushers at quarterback rushers. Bunch of different running backs. You have 5 running backs. And maybe a fullback or something. They were just on a bunch of different routes. Try them out in. Other than your main game, you want like one. You might not be like you might not get like 1,000 yards in a season, but you won't want someone who might get 1,000 yards in a season, and then someone who can bring like maybe like get like 300-400 yards in a season. You know what I mean? Like a second or third option that can get like really 300-400 yards in a season. And you want like at least a pair that can. I mean, one can get the bulk of like yardage, and the one that can get like, you know what I mean? Like average up to 100 yards a game combined between the two. That's what you know. It looks like Key Jackson's got that. And the backups. Sacks. There's a couple of sacks. Interception. No punt returns. The Bills had not punt once in that game. And the kickers. There's 2 kickers. One just missed 1 kick. And made an extra point. You don't even kick it all. And so they went for 2 other times. So it's like, and yeah, you can see they went for a lot on 4th down. And then here, yeah. You can see right here. We got Berkeley, who actually did really well. 14 of 15, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, was really efficient. Allen was 8 of 15, 120 yards, interception. So yeah, Berkeley is definitely going to be the second string backup to Josh Allen. Cal Allen's probably going to be the 3rd string. Going to be the 3rd string if they have a 3rd string quarterback. Mims and Cook, yeah. Nothing impressive in the running game. But Cook looked the best. 4 carries, only 20 yards, but he got the most average. You know? Catches 3 for 42, 2 for 41, 2 for 38, 3 for 35. Still like pretty solid in what they did. You know, and mixing, they didn't get many catches, but they used a lot of receivers. Like a lot of different receivers. It's not like you're gonna have the same receivers out the whole game, and you might see some with like more stats, you know. And defense, there wasn't really many chances for sacks. There's just like 3 sacks, like one. There's 2 kick punts, and you're not the greatest punting performance, but a lot more inside of 20. So for what they had situation and stuff. It looked pretty solid inside 20, and then when he made one field goal, 2 extra points. And yeah, you can see here. Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit more. The Bills have more passing yards. You know, they just, you know. I mean, they were like close. They might probably were like closer to Bill. You know what I mean? The Colts probably were. So yeah. But you know, that one, Bills. I mean, looked solid. Their second string looked pretty solid, and then the quarterback race in for the Colts. Like I don't know if that ranks to there, but at least for with the 3 quarterbacks they played, most of them look good in yards, and yeah, I can learn from that mistake hopefully. But they all, they mostly look solid. It's gonna be close, see who becomes the starter quarterback or at least the second and third string. Matt Ryan's on the team, which I don't know if he is. Zach Wilson, 14 of 120 yards, a touchdown. He played last season, most of the season. He was reliable to be a starter, and he still could be a starter. It's just that Aaron Rodgers took over, and you've had someone who's been in the NFL for a long, long time. Was in a backup situation. Zach Wilson might have to do with the situation where until Rodgers retires or leaves the team. He is the backup, and then he learns from Rodgers. Then he comes in this season. This season, if say he plays like 3-4 seasons on the bench, then he ends up learning, or if he becomes learns from Rodgers and then gets traded to another team, he can learn what he applied from Rodgers to either the new team or as a starter for the Jets in the future. You know what I mean? So it'll work. I think it'll work out for him. And he was started solid last year as a starter, so I have no, I'm not surprised. It's a touchdown. Well, I had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So it looked solid. Except for the interception, which probably goes down as an incompletion, So, I'm not sure if it does, but it probably does, so. And yeah, there's a couple of running backs they tried out. A bunch of them. But the 2 main ones, 12 for 56 and 10 for 32, so they got a good second and third string running back crew. I mean, at least 2 main ones that they can try. Oh, Abba, Annie, Kanda, and T-Dye. They got 2 good ones they can try out. Oh, and he's like a receiver too that is running back at Ab and I Kanda. Okay. He's a receiver as well, so. And Carter's a receiver as well. Receiving running back, so if they can't use them as running backs necessarily, they can use them as passers, as wide receivers. They can't fit in as running backs. Like Carter, especially maybe Carter might not be able to, but he might be able to be a receiver or backup receiver. Something that if they need some backup receivers, which I'm sure they might because of injury, or just for different luck. So I can see that and then kick punts, 3 punts, 443 yards, and 0-9. That's 2 field goals, 3 extra points, 3 touchdowns, and 3 extra points in. And then for the Panthers, Bryce Young didn't really play much. He was 461 yards. The offense couldn't really flow though. They just got stalled, stalemates when they were running the ball, throwing, Corral, or got sacked or something. So just a bunch of stalemates. Like on the offensive side of the ball. Corral, 15-22, 126 yards, interception. So just got like stalemated, kind of like stale. Like offense kind of got stale. And you can see that, like the running game. They're pretty stale, like their pass game. Like, was pretty stale. I mean, they had a couple, like Wright, Wims, Smith. But otherwise, they're pretty stale. And yeah, they got 1 sack the whole game, yeah. And 5 punts, 230 yards. Yeah, they had to punt a lot, and they weren't able to, like, get, like, in a spot where they could, like, score a lot. You know what I mean? As you can see right here, yeah. They were just pretty stale, like, on the field. You can see that right there. Because they were really inefficient on third down, 3-11. And OF2 on fourth. And they just got sacked a lot, too, so it was pretty inefficient. Yeah. So just like their overall team. There's defense. I mean, didn't look the best. I mean, the Jets' offense was clicking, and the Panthers' offense wasn't really clicking this game. So hopefully they can figure it out, and find someone, whether it's Corral or Bryce Young or whatever, Matt Corral, Bryce Young. They can find someone who's a good offense, like someone who can, or some players who can actually be like look the best in preseason. They need, like, unless their main stars they know who were reliable last year for them. They need someone who's going to be like reliable for them, and who actually looks the best in preseason. Because if this is game 1, practice, in games, if they have game reps, go by. They're not. I don't know. It's kind of gonna be tricky when they have to do their cuts after their preseason games. I believe they have to cut down after the first preseason game, down to so many, and they have to cut after. I believe it's sometime. I know one in preseason they have to cut down like so many players in preseason. Do a cut down in the middle of preseason. And when they have to do a cut down in the middle of preseason, I don't know if they do 2 cut downs preseason, one after first game, one after their second game. I'm not sure on that one. But I know they got cut down in the middle sometime in preseason. And that's gonna be a good. Then yeah. I know they used to probably do where it's like halfway if there's 4, they cut down after the second game. Which is fair, but now it's 3 games, yeah. Having like 1 game to go. Like if this is the game they have to decide by do cut downs on. You know what I mean? There's not really much you can go off of. You know what I mean? Like effort, I guess. Or like how you look in practice, maybe. It's Trevor Lawrence. He had 5 of 6, 36 yards, touchdown, interception. He's getting back into his rhythm. He looked a little rusty, probably. Yeah, you can see that probably on the interception. But Rourke, 9-17, 150 yards, a touchdown. And Bethard, 6 of 13 yards. At least they have Lawrence. And then the other backups, you can see their starter runners like Entney, Bigsby. He looks like a solid option. They have some solid options. And for backups, and for like starters and backups, they didn't really get a whole lot of catches, but 242, 1 for 42, 2 for 32. They like between the plays they got like 20 yards, 20. And like some got like 15, 20 yards a catch. So that's like pretty good on those. Making plays. Punts 3 of 164. So really pretty good. And they're pretty good on the sacks. Actually got like 4 sacks, so that's pretty good. And Dak Prescott's not gonna play. But Ogrier, he has 22 of 130 for 31 and 90 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. So it actually looks pretty solid. rush him. He's played before. And he saw a 10 of 83 yards. This game we have on. And maybe Dowell might be fighting for the main spots. Vaughn more so on the 6 yards of carry, so it's pretty good. And the reception, yeah. See some got 5 for 58, 3 for 30, 3 for 33, 3 for 33, 2 for 29. So a lot of them, those ones that got 10 total yards to catch, I can see them keeping them on. 10 to 15, maybe 1 for 15, so yeah. Yeah, overall, they got a little more rushing on the Jaguars did, but they just weren't as efficient. 5 of 15. So yeah, they didn't have the drives got a little stalled out more for the Cowboys. But that was about it, Always losing the 2 fumbles, so. And then the Eagles and the Ravens. This one was dead even close, pretty much this whole game. This one was obviously Jalen Hurts didn't play. But you had McKee. He was 10 of 20, 140 yards. Marcus Mariota. He could be a solid backup. They're trying McKee to be the backup, but Mariota was 7-11 for 58 yards. So even more solid than him. McKee did because he had 11 completions. To get that 148, yeah. And so, Mariota is a good running quarterback too, so Eli can also do in that too, so that would be a good second option. And then Penny 9 of 34, so and Swift 2 of 24. You know what I mean? And there's some Cleveland, Ward Jr., King, Hasselwood. They look pretty solid as receivers. So. And defense, 9 tackles, 5 tackles, 4 tackles to assistant. There was 1 sack the whole game. There's one kicker, Elliott. He missed a kick, but there's 2 punters. 1 punt 46 yards inside 20, and did 2 average 37.5. Maybe one had to ask the Sipples. Had to be asked for a short, get a short yardage situation. It's inside the 50. Can you put inside the 20? Maybe. Something like that. A situation like that. So. And then we have Lamar's not gonna play. But obviously, you have Johnson. He had 45 yards to touchdown. Had to do a lot. This was pretty much a lot of checkdowns and short stuff, but did well in the short stuff. You can see that Huntley played it in the backup and actually has played before in Lamar result. So he has good experience. Seeing he showed it right there. And there's one little series, 88 yards touchdown. And a series or 2. And he played. Then Brown, 3 of 8, 7 yards of interception. Yeah, he's probably gonna be cut. And they do cut downs. And then he had some run. He had a bunch of different receivers catching passes. So kind of hard to judge. Who's the best, out of that. And receivers, Hill, or rushing Hill, you can see he did pretty well. Edwards got 5 yards carry. The rest of them, kind of hard to judge. And you can see one got 2 sacks, one got 1, 4, so 4 sacks total. And Stout did well. 50 yards punt, not bad. Tucker 2 6 yards. Long field goal and 8. So he scored 2 field goals, 2 extra points. So yeah, he's has the record for the longest field goal Tucker is. And he showed it off right there. And then, yeah, you can see right there. I mean, 8 of 18, third down, 2 of 4 and fourth, 8 of 14. So, yeah. I mean, they just got more, you know what I mean? It's about even. It's just they had a few more, they should have a few more fourth downs, or, you know. It's about even, though. Kind of even. There's just more yardage. But the Ravens are more efficient in on their drives. And plus they're faster time possessions. They're more efficient on their time. And the Eagles just went kind of like a slow and steady approach. And we'll be patient and slow the game down. That's what happened. Obviously, you're not going to have, Justin Herbert. You're not going to have Matthew Stafford play for the Rams. And they found a good solid backup. Our quarterback, E-Stick, 14-21, 109 yards, a touchdown. Did a lot of short stuff. You can see kind of did some short stuff, did some long stuff, but executed the offense pretty well. 100 yards, touchdown. Dug in 2 of 3 for 19 yards. Dotson 6 for carries for 18 yards. Kelly had a good running man. 9 of 54. Spiller 4 of 5 of 27. 5 for 27. So he found a good 3 solid options for running backs. Receivers. Kind of hard to judge. So there's a bunch of them with like 2 catches each. So it's kind of hard to judge, But and yeah, a lot of players had some tackles and assisted tackles. So they had a lot of effort. You just need some effort plays. In preseason, effort. Even though you might not have caught the ball, did you run the route well? Did you run the play well? You know what I mean? Did you show effort on that? You know what I mean? Or defense, you missed tackles, but you show effort. And Dotson also had 2 rushing touchdowns, so Bryce obviously might have another rushing next. I'm trying Kelly or Spiller somewhere. Defense. And then Stetson Bennett. That is going to be the backup. And you can see that, he's 17-29. Unless they wanted to try the third stringer next week. And the second stringer more this week. They got, that's their goal. Oh, they did it, though, because Bennett was 17-29. 101 yards of touchdown. Ripon, 3 of 6, 11 yards. Yeah, you can see Evans and Rivers and Freeman. They got some good looks. 34, 31, and 26. On the receiving. They didn't have a lot of receivers, so you put their stars receivers played, but their backups. A lot of them played. You can, not a lot of them played, but you can see, 5 for 74 for 36, 3 32, 2 or 28. You can see, they look pretty efficient, though. 9, 10 yards a catch. 9 or 14 yards a catch. So pretty efficient. And have 6. There's 2 6, 3 6. There's 3 6 total. No punt returns. But did fair catch him or went out the end zone for a touchback. So them smartly. Or just didn't. I just couldn't, I tried to return it, but couldn't return it. Brown missed a kick. 39-yard field goal made 2 extra points. And you can see here, neither team was super efficient. Third down, one was 4 to 40%. One was 4 of 12, which is 4 13, which is probably 30% or less than 30%. Yeah, they're both penalized pretty well. 11-1 or 6-9-1, but they had some pass interference penalties that led to some good chunk of yardage. You know? So. And one just had a few more pass yards. 64 to 105. One team just rushed a lot. I mean, like Dodson had some big rushing plays. You know? And some big rushes. So that's what the rushing scheme though. Other than that, he tried some other rushers, yeah. And you can see, you know. And then, yeah. And then the passing game, Bennett. They won Bennett's passing game a lot. And you can see that, you know. Some of these games, like, they just try out different schemes, like. You know what I mean? They try out different stuff. Bennett's passing game. And one team just try out some of the running game more. Like, you could see that. I mean, they try out Stick's passing game as well. And they had a lot of short stuff. And for what he was asked to do, he did well. You can see that, so yeah. So there are some good takeaways from these teams. You know what I mean? It's just more like effort. Like, did you show good effort in the preseason? Did you show enough effort so you can, to not get cut? And that's pretty much what they did. You know what these teams did. They showed a lot of effort, and these players did. If you can show effort in the preseason, you can show effort and actually prove you're worthy of being on a team, even though you might not have played a lot, or you might have got a lot of receptions or rushes or times to like run with the football or whatever the case is. You did. You showed effort. Like I mean. So. And or if you even if you miss tackles, like you can clean that up. But did you show like effort, like did if you missed a tackle, like you know what I mean? Like you showed effort on the play, like you knew, when you read the play right, you just didn't make the tackle. You like good effort. You know what you're doing. So, but anyways, there's 2 games today here. There's Chiefs and Saints and 49ers and Raiders on 1 Eastern and 4 Eastern on NFL Network. So, and there's gonna be a bunch on Saturday. A bunch of them at night. So.